How you doing, guys? We are back with a huge video. Please, before you make a comment, finish watching this video, cause just about everything I say will be explained. Also, a huge announcement at the end of the video. So, please like this video and subscribe if you would feel so generous to do so. And check out some of my other videos as well, please. And this video has been in the works for a long time now. It was supposed to come out right around New Year's, but things got in the way of that. But this was meant to be a New Year's type of video in a way, so a couple things could sound a little weird. Quick note, this is Star Wars Danger from the future. This video has been in the works for months and it wouldn't download. I think there's something wrong with the app I'm using, but I'm not sure. So I've decided to make this a 2-part video instead so I can upload it instead of you having to wait another month. I really wanted to make this one big video, but I've been working on it since December, so I'm just gonna upload it now. The actual in-depth review, I'll try to get out next week. And yes, this is the big video I've been talking about. Okay, so we're starting off 2023, and I've gotta say, The Force Awakens came out 7 years ago. The Last Jedi came out 5 years ago, and The Rise of Skywalker came out 3 years ago. We, as fans, need to move on from still being angry about them. We should be able to express our views, of course, but these movies came out years ago, and I think the vast majority of fans with social media or any way of expressing their views already have expressed their views quite a bit. I think if you dislike or hate something and say it on social media, that's okay. But there's a point when it becomes excessive and you are becoming toxic or whiny or both. At this point, I think that's where we are. I think we've been there for a while now, honestly. Obviously, if someone asks you what you think of the movies, you should say it. But people who go out of their way to say they hate them in discussions that have little or nothing to do with them, I believe that time has been long past. I, like you, remember being younger, and before the sequels came out, many adults hate on the prequels, to an excessive point, years after they came out. They possibly ruined those movies for people who would have loved them. The generation of prequel fans might be on our way to becoming just like that. Spreading hate and causing arguments in the Star Wars community has grown since the sequels came out. When a certain movie and the sequels came out, I hated it. And honestly, I was just kind of bitching about it all the time and spreading my hate for them, mainly through the comments on YouTube. I didn't hate on people who liked them though. After I realized how miserable I was making myself by spending too much time dwelling on it, and realizing I could have potentially ruined the movie for people who would have enjoyed it or made them feel bad about enjoying it, I regretted what I said. And I don't want anyone else to make the same mistake I was making. Many of us Star Wars fans have had that feeling when someone hates excessively on movies or anything that you love. It really isn't a good feeling, especially if you're younger. Well, one thing to elaborate on that is if you're a kid, you can't really argue with adults who are saying it. Second, it may make them hate the movie or feel bad or weird or alone for enjoying it, which I don't think is a fair trade-off. Making the next generation of Star Wars fans possibly hate Star Wars or feel bad about enjoying it because we need to say our own opinions 1,000 times. So I think when a movie or show comes out, tell people what you think about it. Sure, fine, but you don't need to be complaining about it routinely or arguing about it months or years after it comes out. For a movie, obviously the discussion period is very long because Star Wars movies are special, but years is really excessive. This is what's causing the problems in the fandom. What I'm trying to basically say is that after a show comes out or a movie, explain your thoughts in some videos if you're a YouTuber. If you're a fan of Star Wars, go ahead, make some tweets, discuss it with your friends, make some comments. That's fine. But you don't need to keep complaining about a show like a year after the fact. At that point, you're just spreading unnecessary negativity when you've already expressed your views many times. All that to say, we need to put the sequel arguments and conflict behind us. Most of us have, but there are still some people who haven't. So, you might be calling me a hypocrite right now because I'm making a video about the sequels. Well, I made this channel more than 2 years after the sequels ended. I don't ever really discuss them. I can count on one hand the amount of videos discussing the sequel era I've made, but I intend to keep posting on this channel as long as I can. And as this channel grows, the more comments I get, and the more comments I get, the more topics I will be asked to discuss. So, I just want to make this video so years from now, if I have a lot more subs, I don't need to always answer in comments or live streams my thoughts on the sequels, and then possibly become a person who's always hating on things that are far in the past, because you'll have this video to explain them as a one-time only thing. Going forward on this channel, in the comments, I don't want to censor people who talk about the sequels when I make videos on them. I want you to say your thoughts. Although, if I'm making a video on why I like Gungans more than Ewoks, and there's people ranting and arguing in the comments about Rey being a Mary Sue, then that would honestly be very annoying. And I don't want my channel, and your channel, as the viewers make this what it is, to become a center for conflict between Star Wars fans. So please just comment here on this video your thoughts on the sequels. I will read it and reply. And if I say make a versus on a sequel character, then try to be aware that damn near everything about the sequels is controversial, and please try not to upset anyone because you really just don't need to. Okay, with that being said, I think I'm going to lose all of my subs. So, anyways, a little intro to my thoughts before I rewatch them. I remember that before episode 7 came out, it was one of the most hyped movie releases ever, if not number one. I'm telling y'all, this shit was crazy. Literally everybody was freaking out over this movie back then. Like, I'm talking jocks, nerds, old people, celebrities, hell, even hobos who didn't see a single trailer. It's a big part of the reason why I feel like live action Star Wars is so special. And Disney should cool it down with all the shows, but that's a different discussion. I think when it first came out, I didn't like it, but I was like 9 when it came out, and I pretty much just took the opinions of those around me. But every time I've watched it, I've liked it more, and I genuinely enjoy watching it now. And I look forward to revisiting it. Episode 8. I hated it at the time. Once again, I can't remember why, but I remember a big reason was they killed Luke, and I thought Rey was Mary Sue. I also wanted Finn to get with Rey, not Kylo, and I didn't like Snoke's death, I think. I did step away from Star Wars a bit. Then Solo got me back into it. After revisiting it 3 years ago, I still hated it, but I had more reasoning, and I'm not looking forward to rewatching it at all. So, yeah. Episode 9, I really hated this. This is the one that I started becoming toxic about. I hated Palpatine coming back, a bunch of stuff with Rey and Finn. Mainly, I was pissed about all the canon breaking, and then it messed up the original trilogy. I find it a good movie on its own, but it does screw up a bunch of things in the saga. But every time I've watched it since, I've liked it more, and I'm currently okay with it. And I'm looking forward to rewatching it. Big announcement time. So I had it planned out, forgot some, remembered, and now I'm second guessing myself. But I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to make my own sequel trilogy. They'll be called What If I Wrote The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, etc. I will use the beginning they have and start by changing a little of episode 7. I expect that video will come out this year. I'm not sure yet, because I don't know if I want to get voice actors or for them. And I can do some characters, but I cannot do an impression of any female characters without sounding horrific. 8, on the other hand, will be a much longer wait because it's going to be completely different. So this is some of the concept art that I made for the trilogy. Note, all the photos during this announcement are concept art from throughout the trilogy, not just one movie. Just a little teaser for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and catch some of my other videos. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.